Hi guys, welcome now to the Monday Night Golf Show, questions and answers. And I tried my best to put a super early question in, so we would hardly get any, and we could answer a couple, pretend like, you know, we put a real in-depth plunge into these questions in, but as always, you've come back and you've asked about 60 million questions.
What's everyone doing on a Monday morning, guys? I'm very impressed with all your questions. We literally put it on half an hour ago, and we've had unbelievable amounts of questions. So should we begin?
Yes, we should.
Let's begin. Adam Finch, he always gets a question in there. Who's going to end the season as world number one? It won't be Sweet. Hashtag it won't be Spieth.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, if he carries on like he's playing now, then no, then no, definitely not. But it's a good question. It's a good question because I think if he'd have started like he ended last year,
he's still won tournaments this year though.
Yeah,
that's the thing. He's only had one. He's had one bad round. One bad round. It was a terrible round, granted, but it was one bad round. Do not lose faith in our God. Gary, oh my God, Gary Oliver has replied to that. Nice question. Who do you think? Rory hasn't been great so far. And Andrew Mackenzie has put Adam Scott. It's going to be an interesting one. So who's in the mix? You've got Spieth, McIlroy, Ricky Fowler, Adam Scott potentially back right up there. Dustin Johnson. Who have I missed? I feel like Bubba Watson.
Bubba.
Let's hope it's not Bubba.
Jason Day as well.
To be fair though, he's not been around much, has he?
No,
I'm going to put Bubba back because we don't really want Bubba to be world number one. No. As soon as he gets to world number one, he quits golf. So we're going to leave Bubba out of this. Jason Day, and Rick and Pete. So there's quite a few more names in the hat than I think we've had over any of the last few decades, because really it's obviously been dominated by the big man, Mr. Tiger Woods, who was back in his swing room just last week hitting golf shots. So it's interesting. I'm not sure who's going to do it.
I don't know. I don't know. I want to plump for Rory. I think maybe it's a bit of kind of, you know, UK Ireland kind of bias maybe, but I don't know. You'd have to say Spieth. If he rediscovers after his one bad round, if he starts playing like he did kind of last year, starts putting like he did last year, then it's up to everyone else to beat him. You know, he'll have to come back to the pack. But I don't know.
To be fair, it wasn't that long ago we were saying that Spieth kind of sits somewhere in fourth gear out of five, and then never really goes too high or too low. Well, we saw a blip in that, and he actually stalled it and ended up needing to restart the engine. But really, the players who, if he's fourth all year round, the players have to take it up to fifth gear all the time. Every single one of those players mentioned have got the capability of taking up to fifth gear, but can they do it on a consistent enough basis to be world number one? Because that's what it's down to. It's that consistency level as well.
I don't know.
I'm going to put a punt on Spieth.
I will. You know what? I'll go a bit left field. I'll say Day.
Comment below. Who do you think? Comment
finish 2016 world number one.
Scott Wilson. What do you always have in your pocket while playing on the course?
Teas.
Well, I don't know if I do actually.
No, actually, yeah, us too. Yeah,
that's a.
We've got 3 broken teas.
I'll tell you what we have in our pockets: batteries, memory cards, lens cleaners, lens caps, microphones. That's what we have in our pockets. iPhones for recording slow-mos. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we have at all times.
We mark our golf balls with any of those objects as well. Doesn't really matter. The conventional stuff out the window. Car key for doing pitch marks and all that. It's what could be a good camera pitchfork. The monopod for pitchforks. Not ideal, I know. Don't ever play behind us on a course log. Do you want to jump on the next one? Andrew Mackenzie.
Andrew Mackenzie. Do you think the days are numbered for bladed clubs? With players like Jordan using irons, which is AP2, are they hitting them further with just as much control and feel? Good luck on your quest. I don't think it's a matter of hitting it further. I think it's just the fact that a lot of players now are seeing the benefits of using. The thing is, they're not. It's not like they're not blades. They're just slightly fatter blades.
Oh, AP2s,
Yeah.
AP2s are just a cavity back, you know. But you look at Adam Scott, who's just won this week. He uses MBs, Titleist MBs, one of the smallest blade out there. Louis Oosthuizen, I think he uses S55s, a really small, quite small blade. But Watson won with the blade. Apex, what was the new clubs? Oh, there's the Callaway MBs that have had victories as well. Jason Day uses the PSI. Or what does Jason Day use actually?
He was using the MBs, I think.
MBs. So a lot of the best players in the world still use a very bladed club.
Yeah.
But bladed clubs for your general consumer, are the days numbered? I'm always quite shocked when a player comes into for a lesson and still has bladed clubs.
Yeah, I think...
Unless they're top level.
Yeah, I think a lot of players now are just finding the benefit more of... The thing is, if they're a better player, what we tend to find in here is not so much they're using kind of big cavities, but more of a muscle back kind of iron. So just a bigger blade, a blade looking profile, but hidden behind the top edge is a lot more kind of help.
Yes.
That's the best way of describing it.
I think so.
Okay.
So
good.
You don't see as many, hand-me-downs of bladed clubs when, a new golfer starts and go, oh yeah, I'm using my granddad's old blades. You don't really get that anymore because new clubs that come out and kind of starter clubs are much more forgiving now because they understand the idea. We want to get more people into golf. Don't make it any harder. Because if I was to start with proper blades now, I'd just start with proper. I mean, you probably did. You probably started with proper blades and what's the shafts? I want to say wicker, but hickory shafts, and that's probably where you started, and you probably still would love to play with those clubs right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Matthew Phillips, no, sorry, we'll come back to you. No, I'm saying no. No way. Jacob Burrows, what do you guys think the next big advances in club technology will be now? The low spin driver. What do you think the new thing will be? So what do you think is going to be new in driver technology?
I mean, not everyone's obviously doing kind of entirely low spin drives. A lot of still trying to push the CG back, which is the ping, the G. The GL tech obviously goes forward, but I think everyone now, I'm pretty safe in saying everyone now is trying to make the driver faster.
Yes.
So kind of moving through the air faster by working on aerodynamics, because there are limits obviously now on how fast that the ball can come off the club face. There's no limit on how fast that club can travel through the air. So a lot of trying to do that, and obviously tailor-made with the M1, the multi kind of material construction. I imagine that's probably going to be a little bit more prevalent as well.
The thing is, there's compensations that you make. If you do make something lighter, therefore you can't put as much versatility in it, i.e. adjustable weights. If you put adjustable weights in, it's quite hard to make it lighter, so then you've got to tweak around with something else. There's lots. If you make the face bigger because of more forgiving, you end up then losing. There's more drag that happens across the face. So there's always compensations they've got to make with the club technology. And I think you see clubs coming out and it's like, oh, is this going to hit me any longer? It's just whether that compensation is going to make that club go longer or whether it's going to be more forgiving or whatever it's going to be. A lot of them are look-based now as well, which, that is something that you're seeing a lot of. Clubs now are looking better, they're looking sexier, they're looking like, I want to hit every single golf club because they make the graphics so nailed on now, and that's an appealing factor for most players who want to switch clubs as well. It's got to be the looks.
And it's said every kind of five years or so, everyone says, driver technology, you can't go any further. It's at a standstill. Or golf club technology in general is at a standstill. And they always find ways to kind of push it on.
These guys are incredibly, clever, unbelievably clever. When we've met engineers before, when we went to Ping in December, I mean, you speak to these guys, I mean, they're absolute, scientists. They're engineers and scientists.
Yeah.
They're very incredibly clever people, and they're thinking of technologies that are far superior than what we could ever imagine. But it's exciting to see what comes out. Matthew Phillips. No, not Matthew Phillips. No, I'm joking. I'll do yours this time. If you could have a mulligan for any shot you have had in the past, which would it be and why? Oh.
For any shot you've had in the past.
I forget every single bad shot, so I've never hit a single bad shot.
I'm Jack Nicklaus as well. I've never particularly hit a bad shot. I don't know.
Is there ever a bad shot?
Although me and Rick are quite lucky that we've really never been in a situation where it's mattered that much.
Yeah, it's not like we've missed. Ask us after maybe July, and if we've missed out by the Open by a shot, yes, then that might be the one that we might want to take again. But nothing that springs to mind at the moment. I don't think.
No, not automatically.
What have you guys got a story about a shot that you would love to take again? Is it a shot where you've lost out on a match and it was really important? Was it an easy shot? Was it a hard shot? Comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Connor Pocock, do you think Adam Scott is on the comeback this year?
Looks like it.
Yes.
Looks pretty
Absolutely,
affirmative.
Yes. Can't wait. Christopher Heslop, when you getting new irons? And are you using Game Golf Live, and is it any better? Well, I forgot to give you a present actually. What do you feel about your irons?
Yeah, I've been in kind of contact with TaylorMade, and hopefully the PSI tools
sorry
are
for kicking you there.
coming along pretty soon. I'll give them another couple of weeks, and if not, I'm gonna have to get something else.
Got a present for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Game Golf, for sending these through.
No, I got it. It's a present. So we're going to play in a match against North versus South tomorrow. That might be the first time we try it, mightn't it?
These aren't charged up.
No,
you need to kind of get them set up and stuff, don't you?
You need to get it proper set up, so you probably won't be able to use them today. And can you anyway? You can use it in competition.
You can use Game Golf on, yeah.
So we'll have a play with them tomorrow, and we're going on our mammoth journey down to London tomorrow / Devon. Game Golf Live. We'll let you know if it's any better. I don't know. When I've read into it, I thought it was a lot different to normal Game Golf, but it doesn't seem that different.
Well, I thought they'd just changed the name, so it's now Game Golf Live. It's now just Game.
I think it's an updated version. It's an upgraded version.
It looks very similar. I don't know. New. It's got new strokes gain.
Yeah, strokes gain analysis, which you can get on the update anyway, and new rangefinder setting. That's what it's got, rangefinder setting.
Oh, okay.
That's your live feature to it. So stay tuned. We'll do some stuff on that.
Sorry. personal conversation there.
Robin the Funkmeister Beach.
Obviously. Why wouldn't you be called that?
What are your thoughts on Adam Scott's win? Does it prove that cheating sticks should have been barred years ago?
Wow, cheating sticks.
Someone's a bit bitter about longer handle anchoring putters.
Someone's obviously been beating the club match play final there.
Robin Funkmeister Beach. Never would they be called cheating sticks, and it does to a level prove that obviously wins can still take place with Adam Scott moving into short putters as well.
Yeah.
Should they have been barred years ago? No, I don't really think in the average game it should have been barred. No, maybe professional game, but not the normal game.
Yeah, I don't think they should have been banned.
I actually really don't like him. Every time I've used it, I've putted worse, so I'm quite happy for him to continue. Mario J. DeLuna. I love these names, guys. You've got some cool names. If I was to cut short a 3-iron to the length of a 5-iron, would I lose the 3-iron distance? And Connor Pocock has put no, because the 3-iron has less loft.
I mean, it depends on your kind of personal kind of circumstances, but the thing is, if you're cutting down a 3-iron length, you're losing club head speed. Now, club head speed equates to obviously distance on a kind of
That's the thing
as well. Yeah.
If you cut down length, you're going to lose velocity on the club head. Therefore, you're going to lose that speed transfer into the ball. Speed transfer into the ball on a lower lofty club is more important than a more lofty club. And that, I think a 3-iron this is why a lot of slower swing speeds struggle with a 3-iron, because they've not got enough velocity to get that ball up in the air, really. So if you're taking down that velocity, if me and Pete were to hit a 5-iron length 3-iron, we probably wouldn't see that much difference.
No, I don't think so. And the thing is, if you have...
feel odd.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a look at, obviously, Bryson DeChambeau, searching for his name there, he has all clubs cut to exactly the same length, 7-iron length, isn't it? 7-iron length, but he has had to adjust the lies massively to kind of compensate for that, and he uses...
all the lies are exactly the same, which is strange.
And he uses ridiculous grips and all the rest of it, so he's kind of gone along that line of having everything the same length, and he's managed to get it so it's to the point where he has exactly 10. Is it 15? What was it?
10 yards between each club, and it's 4 degrees between each club.
4 degrees. So he's managed to kind of get that. So I mean, it is possible, but it will take a lot of experimentation, and he's a big, powerful guy as well. So, for generally, just try and keep them the same.
If you've got potentially a sample club that you can go and test with, and you can do it, but it might be worth a video, and we'll try and get something done on that, but no guarantees. Mark Wright from The Only Way is Essex. What are your feelings of the new high top golf shoes and the tracksuit bottom of golf pants? Yeah. High tops I can live with. I can live with the high tops. I'm really not a massive fan of the tracksuit bottom golf pants.
I couldn't care less. If people want to wear it, then they can wear it.
You really don't care about the etiquette, do you? The tradition of the game.
I couldn't care less about dress codes. I honestly couldn't care less.
No, what do you guys think? Are you bothered about dress codes? Because I'm still quite a believer that it should be quite, Yeah,
I mean, I like wearing golf gear, and I like the style of golf gear, but it doesn't. Dress codes don't particularly bother me. I think if there was no dress code at all, I'd still wear golf gear because I like the look and I feel comfortable in it. But if someone's kind of new to the game and they don't have any, if they're playing in like tracksuit bottoms and a top, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not fussed at all.
It's like going to a wedding without a suit on. No.
Comes off halfway through with me anyway.
That's probably true, actually. Noah Gifford, what difference does shaft flex make to shot flights, low, high, draw, fade? But also, does it affect distance? Shaft flex is always a very interesting one because you can get different shaft flexes even though it says the same flex. So let's say you can take one stiff flexed shaft from one manufacturer and another stiff flex from another manufacturer, and they may perform incredibly different because of different torques and different kick points and all of that jazz and different weights. Generally, a shaft that is too stiff for a right-handed golfer will go too far right. A shaft that is too soft will generally go too far left. That is a very generalisation, and I'm not saying there's any huge amount of facts behind that. Yeah. That is just what is seen as being a trait of a shaft that's too stiff will go right for a right-handed golfer, straight right, or exaggerate the right shot, and a too whippy shaft may go further to the left.
Generally,
but that's that is so loosely talked about. It's a difficult one with shafts because there's so many out there that I really don't care that much about shafts, and I can't often feel the difference between shafts. Not that often.
I think if you hit kind of two, I know when we were at Orlando, the demo show, we had a few shots with a few different clubs with different shafts.
Yes.
And because we had them in very quick succession, could tell the difference between those.
But at that point, we were actually consciously testing shafts.
Yeah, looking for.
So that was more. We were testing for shafts. I think if you go to look for differences, you can find them. But really, if no one told you any otherwise, you wouldn't even know. Phil Truscott, have you ever reviewed a club that you just could not hit well? Many years ago there was, but I may be reviewing it again. Many years ago there was a club.
I'm just wondering if you're thinking about the same one.
I don't know if you were at Trafford though. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So there might be another test because I was using FLIGHTSCOPE at the time, not GC2, so I couldn't really nail on whether it was the club or whether it was the equipment. But it was a startup company, so I kind of gave them the benefit of the doubt. But that club may be coming back again to test soon. I get asked about it a lot, by the way. Clue. Phil Trusk. Oh, that's the same question. Gareth Ollie Oliver. What are your views on the PXG clubs and the whole idea behind it? We've talked about PXG so many times now.
Yeah.
Until we get some to sample, which is unlikely to come from PXG. But I have got clients who have PXGs who have been willing to lend me them, and I'll probably get hold of them. If not, well, I'd like to say I'd buy them, but no way on God's earth would I pay that much money for golf clubs. No way. So I'm not going to buy them. It's going to be a case of testing them and borrowing someone's.
No way.
No way.
How.
I don't care how good they are. They need to hit the ball for me to be paying that much money for golf clubs. Matt Green, can Adam Scott win a major with the short putter? Yes. Yes to all of your questions.
Yeah.
Any Adam Scott related questions? Whether he'll win? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Adam Scott. Obviously, a lot of love for Adam Scott because of the way he swings and the way he hits it. But yeah, I mean, he's obviously a very talented golfer. We all know that, and he's like anyone. Everyone has periods where they don't quite put as well as they could do. So hopefully he's back now.
I love this question. Tom Riding, would both of you spend $5,000, so £5,000 or dollars, whichever way you are in the world? Would you spend $5,000 going to the Masters for the week, or spend $5,000 on golfing gear, clubs, clothes, and tech? And also, what would you advise one of your lessons to choose, the Masters or golf gear?
Wow,
That's a hard question to be fired at us, because really, we've got golf equipment potentially coming out of our ears. Which is lovely.
It's a condition as well.
Which is lovely.
It's a well-known disease. If you do have that, guys, you probably have a look at your doctor and just make sure there's nothing really seriously wrong. But I think if you look, the thing is, your golf clubs, if you've got $5,000 to spend on golf gear, then you could probably spend a lot less than that and kind of get everything that you wanted. The thing is about spending $5,000 on a Masters, those are the kind of memories that you're gonna.
It's a bucket list, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the fact is, if you're in a pub and you're chatting to your friends, they're going to get pretty sick very quickly of the stories that you're telling about your new 7-iron. If you're chatting to them about that moment that you were there by the 18th when,
Adam Scott won with the short putter.
Yeah, drained an 80-footer on the last to win. People are going to be interested about that. And those are the memories that you're going to take with you and that you're going to remember for a long time. And the fact is, in 5 years or so, those clubs, those clothes, you're going to want to be replacing them anyway. You can't replace the memories.
Wow.
Deep, man.
So, Masters is. What would you guys choose? $5,000 on. If we're going to give you $5,000, so me and Pete, we're going to.
I'm excluded from
We're going to give you $5,000. What would you spend it on? Winner will not be picked ever. Stuart Mason, one of your clients, has playing and practicing more in the quest for the Open made any changes to both as teaching pros, new ideas, methods, etc., etc. PS 40 points first time out. New swing change.
Good, actually, yeah. Stuart in only the other day, so that is good. I like it. That's a tricky one, that, isn't it? I think.
I think it has. Yeah, I think it's. You know what? I think what it's helped us to understand is how difficult, frustrating, time-consuming playing golf actually is. And as a full-time teaching professional, which we were at Trafford, we forget that idea of what it's like to be a real golfer. Yeah. Now we've become a bit more accustomed to playing and practicing and all of that goodness. We're a bit more kind of switched on to what it takes to actually become better as players. So when you come in for lessons, we understand that the changes that we're making have to be relevant to improvements that you take out on the golf course. And I've asked many, many more times this last 6 months than I ever have done about short game and what the guys' putting stats are and chipping stats and that side of the game, because everyone's happy to come walking in with driver, yet they might hit 9 out of 15 fairways, but then they might miss every green with a wedge. So I think it's opened up certainly my thought process of how a golfer scores around the golf course as opposed to actually how they technically swing and how they hit a ball on a range.
Yeah, I think probably the only thing I'd add to that is I've kind of switched on a little bit more when people playing in kind of competitions and stuff like that, when they've got goals, actually how they kind of matter a lot more. So I think before we were doing the quest stuff, when we used to go play kind of the YouTube matches, at the end of the day we're filming it, we're having a good time, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, we weren't kind of sitting there a day after kind of reflecting on the rounds. We're just playing, filming it, and the next day, those rounds were forgotten unless we shot like a 6 under. That did never happen. But now I think I'm a lot more switched on, a lot more understanding if people are annoyed after they've had a bad round.
Yes, the frustration side of things you can relate to a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to finish on one last question because I think this is quite a good one. Stephen Joseph, have you ever thought of asking your subscribers to help you film on course vlogs? No doubt some have very good equipment and could have different camera angles, like shots approach to the green that would make your vlogs even more dynamic. Okay, subscribers of Quest, of Rick Shields Golf, and of Peter Finch Golf. If any of you would be willing to put in your time, free time, by the way, this is not a paid gig.
Add that in there.
Yeah, I'll just put that in there. This is not a paid nice shot. This is not a paid gig. If you would like to come and bring your incredibly expensive camera work and drones and lighting rigs and camera rigs, you would be more than welcome to get in contact and we can hook something up.
Yeah,
this is not a paid job.
If we can get 18 registered drone owners,
brilliant,
to come down and lend the time, that'd be good.
Yes. What also that means, Stephen, that you're saying that you're not enjoying the course vlogs at the moment, which really hurts. It's okay. I understand Pete's camera work can be incredibly shaky, and his zoom can be even worse. You may not have seen a single golf shot of mine land in the last year, but that's okay.
Well, you know what? The reason is because he tells me not to. Because it's in our contract that when he gets to the green, it has to go 10 feet closer.
Is that right? Terms and conditions, you see. No, but we would love to. If someone wants to get involved in that, yeah, hook us up, send us a message. No guarantees and definitely not paid. Right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. You've been amazing as always. We love your questions. Pete's going to go off now and play some tournament golf, which we all wish him luck for.
Thank you.
We've got a match tomorrow versus Steve Buzzard and Pickard. I was going to call him Matt Pickard. Steve Buzzard and James Pickard, and we are heading down to Devon tomorrow morning, very early in the morning. So if you're up and about, we're going to do some periscopes and some Twitter and all that good stuff. Right, don't forget to subscribe.
So long.
I know. They came up to us last time, though, to be fair. Don't forget to subscribe to Quest, subscribe to Rick, subscribe to Pete, comment below, like the video, answer all our questions down below. It would be lovely to see you all again next week. Stay tuned for the B4 show coming Wednesday. And that is a wrap.